Greetings Multiverse, and I'm here with a review of Catwoman Hunted, the latest DC animated movie that has just come out today as the time of recording. I've checked out already completely. I've already got at least one video up about it already, about the ending and everything it means and whether there's going to be a Catwoman Hunted 2. But here are my full spoiler thoughts about Catwoman Hunted in full, and I am going to be brutally honest, I hated it. Yeah, I'm not usually this negative about really anything. I'm usually pretty reasonable, I'm pretty optimistic, at least I like to think I am. There is one other animated project which I didn't like or really hated, and that is Justice League Dark Apocalypse War. That is the only animated movie which I think is worse than Catwoman Hunted. The likes of Batman Bad Blood, the Injustice movie, Batman and Harley Quinn, Batman the Killing Joke, all these movies are better than Catwoman Hunted, in my opinion. In my opinion, I'll make this very clear. This is my review. I think Catwoman Hunted is goddamn awful. I was watching through it and I just tried to work out not quite what was going on, but what was the point of me watching it. Let's start with the animation style. It is a very anime style. I think it's done by an anime studio, and I saw the trailer for this movie and I was kind of really worried because anime done wrong can be really, really bad. I mean, anime done cheaply. There's a reason why a lot of people don't like anime, and that's because a lot of it is really cheap, and obviously really cheap, and looks stupid and is badly plotted. Catwoman Hunted is a prime example of this, and I'm really disappointed with Warner Brothers for allowing it to happen. The animation is pretty awful. Cheap is the best word to describe it. All of the speech in the entire film is that sort of classic anime style where the characters freeze frame and then their mouths just go up and down.
Black mask and
that type of thing.
Thanks to a liquid tracker.
Yeah, see? That type of thing. A little bit of a zoom in there from the camera, but oh my god, yeah.
So that's why you thought it was essential.
That type of thing all the way through. No cheek movement, none of that. They'll move again slightly and then they'll start talking again. That type of anime bullshit, frankly, pervades Catwoman Hunted. Which again, would not be so bad if the rest of the animation was really top notch, but it's not really. It's okay, it's passable at best. Occasionally I don't mind the designs, but then you get occasional nonsense like this. That's Batwoman. And that's probably one of the better pictures of her. She is really infanticized in this film, and it's fortunate that she's in her mask for pretty much every scene apart from this point where Catwoman is naked elsewhere in this scene, I should point out. She's in the bath for no apparent reason, because of course you're going to have a bath in the middle of a heist. But that all pales in comparison to the actual plot, the characterization, the story, the script. If these things were good, I could let the rest of the animation go. The story, the characters, everything about this film is dumb. It doesn't really go anywhere, it doesn't really have any point. I mean, I thought that the big plot for Catwoman Hunted, based on the trailer, was that Catwoman steals something she shouldn't have from the wrong people, and then everyone goes after her. Hence the term hunted in the title. That's not really what happens. Catwoman gets away from them very, very quickly after announcing herself and easily getting caught, and then there's a big, stupid chase scene, and then she just becomes a super spy, basically. She's recruited by Batwoman working with Julia Pennyworth, who's a big spy, to get Leviathan, the criminal organisation. I don't mind too much of this, except for the fact that Catwoman doesn't seem to really have anything to do with any of it. Once she gets recruited to be a spy, it stops being about her. This Catwoman movie forgets to be about Catwoman about halfway through, and it just becomes about catching Leviathan. It doesn't have any particular reason for Selena to be there. And Selena, I normally love Catwoman. She's normally a fantastic character. But if you write her wrong, as this movie does, which I didn't think was possible, she comes off as really snide and condescending, overconfident, and just really, it's like a bad fan writer wrote her thought that they knew the character of Catwoman. Oh, she's always flirty, or she's always confident, she's always bright, she doesn't show any vulnerability. That's boring. And so she's always like that. She's always overconfident and never shows any weakness. And even worse, storyline-wise, is when they finally go to crash Leviathan. The Leviathan members, which I actually noticed in the trailer now, contain like wizards and gangsters and superpowered individuals, guys who can like summon literal demons, a guy who gets a freaking mech suit out of nowhere in the most anime way possible. Do you know what happens? The police arrest them all. Including the actual demons. In what DC or comic book movie do the police show up, competently arrest everyone, and then make everything fine? No DC movie has that ever happened in, because that is dull, and that invalidates the whole point of the hero characters. At no point is Catwoman vital to it. She's just there, and she's completely overconfident and does nothing. There's no reason for Catwoman to be part of this movie or to have done any of this. It just happens. There's no reason why she's involved. I mean, the final fight with Cheetah is pretty good. I'll give them that. Even though Cheetah looks nothing like Barbara Minerva. It looks a completely different character model because her face design is completely wrong. She's drawn, or Cheetah is drawn like a completely different character, like an anime cat character. But it's the finale that kind of gets on my nerves the most. First of all, this. A bolt of lightning. That is how Cheetah is defeated. A bolt of frickin' lightning. I mean, what the frick? There is just something wrong with the people who made this movie if they thought this would be satisfying. I mean, yeah, Catwoman's already kind of beating it, or somewhat impossibly, I might add. She has her like over the shoulder and is knocking her out with some sort of wrestling move which Cheetah could easily get out of. Then she's just struck by lightning. I haven't even got to the bit that really annoys me about this finale, and this part just really gets on my nerves. But then we get to the ending, and yes, she's got a really long neck in this shot, because what it does is it tries to give point to everything that I've been complaining about. They try to give a whole reason for Catwoman doing this and being there and stealing the emerald in the first place and going after Leviathan. Leviathan is dealing in kids that Selina's supposed to be looking after, and Selina's trying to get them back and has been interfering with operations. All off screen, I should point out. This is a much more interesting movie I'm describing, and it's all off screen. Apparently Catwoman single-handedly dealt Leviathan its biggest defeat ever, which they're discussing throughout the whole rest of the movie, and then Selina just throws it to Cheetah. Oh, I did that. Couldn't we have seen that? That sounded really cool. But instead they throw it in right at the end there, and they have it telling. Not showing, telling. Selina says, oh, I'm behind everything. They leave this twist till right at the very end and then just say it, not show it, and that's not satisfying. That is not a satisfying twist. That is trying to undo their plot mistakes. Apparently she has some sort of beef with Leviathan, but it's all outside this movie or in this spoken twist at the end. And that is bad storytelling 101. And especially when it's the whole reason for the character doing literally anything in the entire movie, don't save it to right at the very end and reveal it in an unsatisfying manner. Because for the entire rest of the movie, it looks like Catwoman's not doing anything. She's just there along for the ride. And that is unsatisfying. We want some sort of stakes. We want the stakes to be at the start or around the middle point, or just some reason for Catwoman doing any of this. I mean, there can be twists involved in it. I'm not saying there can't be twists, but I'm saying that you have to get the reason for it out of the way. Don't leave the reason for the entire movie to right at the end, when the whole drive of the character is left until right at the very end. The rest of the movie is unsatisfying and boring. And so consequently, Catwoman Hunted is my second worst DC animated movie ever. I think Justice League Apocalypse War is worse. Justice League Dark Apocalypse War is sick, whereas this is just badly told and badly animated. And yes, I think it's worse than the likes of Injustice and Batman the Killing Joke and all the other bad DC animated movies you can name. This one I have got nothing out of. Nothing but contempt out of. This was bad storytelling. Bad, naughty DC. Bad. Get down off the sofa right now. Naughty. I just don't understand. Bad movies happen. Let's face it, I will get over this. I will get over this and I will never watch it ever again. And for a DC property, that means a lot. I have watched plenty of bad DC things more than once. This, I don't think I'll ever watch it again because it's dull, it's badly told, it's not interesting, it's not a Catwoman movie. This is a random spy thing that was badly plotted anyway, that they just threw Catwoman in there and they couldn't think of a reason why Catwoman is doing any of this. So they threw in a bad reason right at the end. I strongly advise you not to watch Catwoman Hunted if you like Catwoman. I mean, you may disagree with me. Do you disagree with me? Just what are your views on Catwoman Hunted? Do you agree with me or disagree with me? Comment below. Or on the Inside the Multiverse Discord server, which you'll find a link to in the description below. Just go in there, go into the DC movie section, talk about Catwoman Hunted, and I will reply to you. But I hated this. I really, really did. But yeah, let me know. Please like, share, and subscribe. That already helps me out. And check out other movies on DC Comics Gamer. I've got other animated movie reviews. And I've got an explanation of the ending if you did like it and are wondering if there's going to be a sequel. But for now, thanks for watching, folks. And Multiverse, out.